Hi everyone, today we are going to discuss the topic that is report, business report. Now, report, we have heard this word many times, like we have this students' progress report, newspaper report, internship reports, daily reports. So what exactly this report means? Report means something factual. Whenever something is presented in such a way so that it would be understood properly, or we can say we can compile various past events in such a way so that it can be understood properly or understood easily without giving any more explanations. So what exactly is a report? Say, if we talk about this report card or students progress report, you would have seen, everybody has seen that progress report. It has been compiled in such a way so that the parents of the ward or the parents of the student would able to understand the progress report, progress of their child, how he is performing in his exams, or how he is, like whether he is doing his this classwork or not, or homework or not. That internal assessment of the intermarks would be there, and there are various other extracurricular activities would be there, and their marks would be there, and everything, like it, or whatever has been, whatever parameters the school have decided to assess a child, they has been given in such a way so that the parents of that student would able to understand how their words are performing on different parameters, like for exams, how many marks he has scored, for there whether he is making his classwork and homework copies or not properly, how he is performing in the class, whether he is attentive or not. Everything has been assessed, and there are some marks allocated for all those assessments, and that has been presented in such a way so that the parents would able to understand the progress of their child. That is also a type of report. Another we can say, see, there are newspaper reports. In newspaper reports, we also see various, like they would be covering some stories, they would be covering some news, and in that they are taking all the details that is, and collecting the data. They are not their personal opinions, they are collecting the data, facts and figures, and on the basis of that, they are giving all that reports to the individual. Apart from that, we can talk about, say, internship reports or daily reports. Internship reports are basically, for example, if one student goes for an internship or a summer training, he goes in an organization where he does some, say, we can say he choose a topic in which he is doing some learning or he is doing some research so that he would able to see all the things practically which he has studied from this in a theoretical in their books and so. So that is also in after this going for a 1.5 year, half months this internship, they compile everything, whatever they have seen, whatever they have learned, whatever the organization is doing in such a format, so that the teacher would able to understand whatever they have done during their 1.5 months training. So with all these examples, we have understood that report is a report is a formal communication, which means that it is a formal form of communication which is written, which is in a written format and written for a specific purpose, which means always whenever we are giving a report, that is for a specific purpose, which means it has a specific goal to be achieved. That includes a description and procedures followed for collection. It also includes how they have collected all those data, analysis of the data, how they have done, their significances, what are the important parameters, and the conclusions drawn from them. And from all those data and analysis, the whatever conclusions they have drawn, and if they want to suggest and recommend from their end, that is also included in that. So according to R.C. Sharma and Krishna Mohan, report means this, we should have, there are various keywords. It should be a formal communication, it should be in a written format, it should be for a specific purpose, it should have collection of data, that data should be analyzed, it should have like conclusions drawn from all those data, and then the recommendations done from your end, from the reporter's end. So, in a nutshell, we can say report is a formal communication in which we are writing various facts, figures, data, analyzing all those facts, figures, data, and giving a conclusion to that report so that the receiver of the report would be able to understand all the situations in the proper way. Now, why we are making all these reports? We are making all these reports so that we would get everything in a compiled way, and we did that whatever is happened. For example, we can also take one more example. Say you would have heard that like in this our country, whenever there are some concern, there are some situation, there are some problems happens, that they can special investigation team, that is special investigation team, so that they can go through all those matters in detail, and they can give their report whatever would have been the situations, right? So with this we can say that report is a formal form of communication in which we are not doing any guesswork, we are not making anything without any proof. So it is in a written format. If we characterize it, it should be in a written format, it should be for a specific purpose. It should have data, facts, figures analyzed properly and then presented in such a way so that it would be understood easily. Now we will understand what is a business report. Now again we have understood what is a report. Now again, all those report which is given, which has been developed for some specific business purpose, that would be called as a business report. So we can say a business report is a set of data that provides historical information. Report is always a historical information, which means that is based on the past events related to a company's operations, production, and any specific department's insights, and creates a base of future decision making processes or factual insights needed to organize business functions. Like the report should be so that we can take future decisions, or it can be the various facts and presentation of facts and figures so that the organization can make various decisions or do some functions in the organizations. A business report employs a formal document that presents facts, information, arguments, statistical data, analysis of research, etc. related to a business interest in a systematic manner. Now, it is also, we have added the word, that is, it should be in a systematic manner. The report should not be in a haphazard way. It is factual, orderly, and unbiased communication prepared to serve the business purpose. It is a form of communication which has facts which are in an orderly manner, which are unbiased, so that it would serve some business purpose. It is an analysis, evaluation, assessment, or review of specific events. It can be analysis, it can be evaluation, it can be assessment and review of specific events, issues, a set of circumstances that concern the enterprise. Which means that business report is any facts and figures, arguments, information, statistical data which has been collected to solve a specific purpose. For example, whatever we can have, like if we have a team and we have done a team meeting, then we can present the team meeting report to our senior so that it can be and understood whatever points we have discussed, what are all issues that we are facing, whatever all events that has happened, and what are the conclusions and the recommendations and suggestions by the team members, or what are their concerns that has to be escalated to the higher authorities. So it can be presented in a. Now we can see what are all we can take some definition, and also there are various definitions by the authors. A business report is a document that organizes information. It organizes this information and a specific topic for a specific business purpose. So we have understood that business report is always developed for a specific business purpose. A business report is an impartial, objective, planned presentation of facts. It is presentation of facts in a planned way by one or more persons. It can be that one individual is presenting that report, or it can be a team of members, a group of persons are just presenting that report for a specific significant business purpose. That is for a specific and significant business purpose. Now, what are the characteristics of a business report? We have already understood that report has to be made for a specific issues for any specific purpose. There are various types of report. It can be daily report. For example, the sales team is sending their daily reports to their supervisor. Now, that is also a form of report, and the specific purpose of that report is so that the senior authority know, the supervisor know how their sales team is performing or whether they are achieving their daily targets or not. Now, the second characteristic is pre-specified audience. The business report has a pre-specified audience, which means that the report is always presented to a specific person. We know to whom we are presenting this report, to whom we have made this report. So that is, it is not for the general public unless and until it is a news report. Otherwise, always the report has to be made for one specific person or a group of specific person. But there we know the audience to whom we are making this report or to whom we have to present this report. Now, specific structure and layout. Report is always in a specific structure. See, the length of the report always depends on what report. There are various types of report. For example, if there is a daily report, it should not be too lengthy. We cannot expect it should be of 50 pages, 100 pages. But if we are making a internship report or a summer training report, we are expecting that it should be 50 to 100 pages. So, it totally depends on how long is the report. It depends on the specific purpose or which purpose that has been made, but it has to follow a specific structure. At times, organizations have that. For example, we say if we are sending a daily report, a weekly report, or a monthly report to our senior supervisor or manager, then we may have in organizations at times we may have a specific layout in which we have to send the report. Otherwise, there are various. It can be they expect their salespeople to send the report in that specific format. Or otherwise, if we are there is a standard format as well in which you can make the report, which we will study later. Now, written on past events. Reports are always written on past events. Whatever has been happened, it is based on that. This report is always on the historical events. We can say it is based on the past events, whatever has happened. For example, in the organization, if the organization's market share is decreasing every month, now then we can have a report in which we can collect all those data, why this is happening, and what are the concerns, what are the problems, what are the reasons behind it. So this is all on past events. Now, factual information. The report is not the general information. For example, if we say if we say the market share of the organization is decreasing every month or decreased in the last quarter, what are the reasons behind it? So we cannot do all the guesswork why this is decreasing, but we have to collect all those data that shows that the sales of the organization is decreasing, and then we will also determine the information. We will also determine the data, or we can say collect the data. It can be through questionnaires, it can be surveys, it can be through interviews, or from this users and this retailers or wholesalers, and we get the information, we get the facts and figures and data out of it, and then after analyzing that data, we will come to some conclusion that yes, the market share is decreasing because of these, and these are the reasons behind the decrease in the market share. Now, joint efforts of group of people or a team. The report can be presented by one individual, or it can be a team which is making all those reports. So, it can be in both the cases, the reports can be presented. So, the next is orderly presentation. Report is always in an orderly presentation. We say there is a format. We have already discussed that there is a specific structure. There is a specific layout to present your report. It should not be in a haphazard way. If the organization have their own format, then you can have that presented in that specified format. Otherwise, there is a general specific layout for the report formation. So we can follow that general report formation. Now, next, upward flow. Report is always upward flow, which means that it moves from subordinates to the superiors, because seniors don't give report to their subordinates. It is always informal communication. The subordinates have to give report to their superiors, their seniors, their supervisors. Some additional aids in presentation, which means that if we are presenting the report, if we are making the pie charts, maps, diagrams, or we can say histograms, all these are additional aids which makes easy to present the report, so that it would be easily understood by the concerned authorities. For example, say if we are writing something in detail, if we are writing some factual facts in detail in paragraph sort of thing, it would be very difficult to understand. But if we present the same thing in a pie chart or in a say bar diagram, so it would be easy to understand, and easy to understand, which means that we can see and we can understand that very easily. Next characteristics is it is signed by the concerned person who has made the report. If it is one individual, then that individual. If there are group of individuals, then it should be signed by the group of individuals. It should carry a date, which is also very important, because it shows that when this report has been sent by one individual. So it is also one of the characteristics. It always have to carry a signature and a date. I think this is this you would have understood what is report, what is business report, and what are the characteristics of a business report. So in conclusion, we can say business report is a report which is related to any business purposes, which has been again for a specific purpose, for a specific audience, and structured in a well-mannered way so that it would be understood by the this concerned person easily. Thank you. If you like the video, please subscribe, share, and like.